Okay, today we are going to be talking about reflections. So, reflections are when you flip a figure, okay? And today we're going to talk about two of the kinds of reflections, when you flip over the x-axis or the y-axis. So please remember that the x-axis is the horizontal line going left to right, and the y-axis is vertical going up or down. Okay, so first, if you flip something over the y-axis, you're actually moving it left or right. Okay, so it's going over the vertical line. And if you flip something over the x-axis, it's going up or down over the x-axis. Okay, so keep these two in mind as we go through the lesson. This is an example of flipping over the y-axis. Again, flipping over the y-axis here. Okay, here's an example of flipping over the x-axis. Okay, you can see the pictures going from top to bottom over the x. Okay, this as well, going over the x-axis. Okay, notice when the image is flipped, it's a mirror image. Okay, and this was an example over the x-axis. And this was an example over the y-axis. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to reflect. So the first example says reflect the figure over the x-axis. Notice I highlighted the words and then I highlighted the x-axis so that you don't forget which line you're flipping it over. Okay, here's our pre-image. So first let's get the ordered pairs. A is -2, 5. B is -4, 2. And C is -2, 3. Okay? All you're going to do is count how far away the point is from this line. So B takes me 1, 2. Okay? So now I'm going to travel 2 in the opposite direction. 1, 2. And I'm going to label that B prime. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks away from this line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is now my A prime. And C, 1, 2, 3. So I'm moving 1, 2, 3 in the opposite direction. Okay, now notice the rule for flipping over the x-axis. This means that your ordered pair from your original is going to change into this ordered pair right here. So the x stays the same, but the y is the opposite. Okay, so if we look at my picture, A should be at -2, -5, and if you look here, the x stayed -2 and the 5 became opposite, -5. So B is at -4, -2. Here the x stayed the same and the 2 became negative, the opposite. And here, without even looking at my picture, it should be -2, -3 because the y should be opposite. And that is where it's at, -2, -3. Okay, let's try reflecting over the y-axis. Again, highlight y-axis, find the y-axis, highlight. Now you know you are moving the picture over the y-axis. So I'm going to count. A is 1 space away. So my A prime is also going to be 1 space away. B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my B prime. And C is 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3 for my C prime. Okay, so the original or pre-image ordered pairs. A was at 1, -2. B was at 5, -2. And C was at 3, -5. Okay, now the new image. Okay, so A prime is at -1, -2. Notice when flipping over the y-axis, the original ordered pair changes to this. The x is opposite, y stays the same. So in this ordered pair, the x is opposite, -1, y stays the same, -2. Okay? B should be at -5, -2. Again, x is opposite, y stays the same, -5, -2. And x is opposite, which would make this -3, and -5 stays the same. Okay? Okay, going over the rules one last time. When you reflect over the x-axis, the x stays the same and the y is the opposite. Okay? So look at these examples. Over the x-axis, x stays the same, so it should be 4. And the y is opposite, so +5 becomes -5. Reflecting over the x-axis again, -6 should stay the same. And now the opposite of -3 would be a +3. Okay? When you flip over the y-axis, the x is opposite. Okay? So that means that should say the x is opposite and the y stays the same. Okay? Here's an example. The x is the opposite, so 6 becomes -6, 7 stays the same. And the x here is -2, so the opposite of that would be +2, and -4 stays the same.